I came in the world crying and fussing. Nigga, we ain't have nothing. Every ghetto, I know the same. We tryna make a little change. Preacher man come around talking. I don't wanna hear it, keep walking.
Don't be afraid to venture over the bridge.
I'm Thoro, in every borough, my name be ringing.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Yo, what's good? It's DJ Thoro, aka Thorozano, the bridge to the streets. Right now, you're watching the hottest in the streets right here on thisis50.com. Like always, got a special guest in the building. Introduce yourself.
What up, what up? My name is Superb Beiing, 2 eyes and a being. You know what I'm saying? Superb Beiing all day, every day.
Okay, Superb Beiing. Where's that name come from?
Okay, so it's basically an inspiration of where I need to be in life. So, I mean, instead, like, I follow hip-hop music, and, you know, one person I followed was Will Smith, believe it or not. And what he said was, you know, like a lot of people, because where he comes from in Philly and everything, a lot of people expected him to make some hardcore gutter music, and every time he made his music, it was a projection of where he wanted to be at.
Right.
So it was completely different than, you know, like the kind of music that people would consider struggling music or, you know, hood music for that matter. So I mean, with that in mind, I just thought of it like, you know, I need to be superb. I need to be excellent in just about anything I do.
Right. Okay.
So it gives me the motivation in the morning when I wake up, you know, to strive for excellence.
Right. Okay. Well, speaking of Will Smith, even just that whole era, which is known as the golden era of hip hop, which is like '88 to '93. A lot of artists, if you go back, was doing music that was culturally dealing with what they was actually going through. So you didn't have a lot of everybody was doing this gangster shit or conscious stuff. Everybody was doing music that was dealing with the individuals with themselves. There was more real music that coincided with who you really were. Because like when I was growing up, I listened to De La Soul, then I would listen to NWA. I would listen to Ice-T, but then I listened to Brand Nubians. I listen to Slick Rick. But then I listen to Slick Rick, but then I might listen to 2 Live Crew. Everybody was different.
I mean,
you know
that's true. I mean, but with that statement I just stated, basically, like, you know, like people who had a projection of him because of his environment as to what they wanted to see or like what kind of image they wanted him to portray. You know, and he decided instead that he was going to go with something a little different. In other words, he was going to put himself in a position of where he wanted to be, so that he could be there.
Right. Well, see, that's the misconception on the general public, because everybody thinks just because you're from the projects, you're a thug or you're street. Everybody that live in the projects is not street.
That's true.
They just live there.
That's true.
You know, you have people that
just like everybody in the suburbs ain't
soft. Ain't soft. There's some crazy fools in the suburbs. So that's just a misconception. You have people from the projects that went on to be lawyers and doctors and ball players, and they became success. However, you do have people that's from the projects, and they turned out to be with the environment, you know,
It's just all what you get caught up in and what you surround yourself in.
Yeah, it's about what you surround with. A lot of that has to do with parenting, you know, good and bad parenting, you know, and sometimes.
Thank God I have both minds, you know.
Right. So 9 times out of 10, obviously, how you're saying, you come from a good, you know, good upbringing or whatever, so you have morals and values. A lot of these artists, they never had that. Or if they did, they're being rebellious and they just want to do what they want to do. It's kind of like a Catholic all-girls school, you know. You think the girls are nice, but most of them are freaks.
All day.
You know.
Yeah, all day.
So, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence, Rhode Island.
R.I. on the hat, you know how.
R.I. Okay. When I think of was it Providence? Have there been any rappers that ever made it at Providence from your?
From what I hear, Euro from Young Money's from Providence.
Okay.
Well, everybody heard about A-Rap Music.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a producer of A-Rap Music. I know about A-Rap Music.
As far as rappers is concerned, I don't know. Like I was listening to like Providence, Rhode Island is 401, and I was listening to one of the Weeknd songs, and dude, even though he sounded like he was from down south, he was screaming, I'm gonna put you on from the 401 to, you know what I mean? So I don't know if he was from Rhode Island necessarily. When I heard that, I was like, oh, yo, is this dude from Rhode Island on the low? Like, did he just try to, like, you know, rep that real quick, or like is it just like because sometimes people be like, yo, I'm balling from here to there. It just doesn't necessarily matter, you know. Okay. So I mean, but so
I think Paulie D's from Providence. Yeah. Paulie D, the DJ Paulie D.
Well, actually, I think he's like I think he's like Johnston or something like that. But
Rhode Island, same thing.
Yeah.
This is the state of Rhode Island. Rhode Island is only like you can probably throw a rock through that shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, look, like CF, like where Angela Davis is from or whatever.
Right.
I mean, is it Angela? No, it's like you could literally walk. It's a mile. Like you could literally walk. That was the cocaine capital. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Back in the day, like people, because old girl that was running drugs all through the country, she was hitting out in that little 1 mile radius. Ain't nobody know nothing. I was like, yo. When I was watching that, I was just like, yo, she's brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant at its finest right there.
Right.
No one was looking. Everybody would look at, like, you know, they would be like, oh, maybe she might be in New York, or maybe she might be in Florida because she's moving so much down there.
Right.
Nah, she was hitting out in the cut. Right. You know?
So, what's the music scene like in Providence?
What's the music scene like in Providence?
Just so you know, I know what I'm talking about. I used to go to Providence a lot, DJ. You ever heard of Loopholes? I think it was called Loopholes. Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, I know about that spot. So. And all the Cape Verdean girls there.
Yeah, all day.
So I know some of the problems.
The music scene, you know, it's happening. You know, it has some drawbacks as far as like, basically like, as an independent artist in Providence, like if you come out to New York, like I've done shows here,
right?
And if you're screaming you're from New York, you get love soon. Like you hop on the stage and basically say you're from New York. And people show you love.
Right.
Providence, it ain't like that. You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that 100%.
Right.
Like from the gate, you gotta earn that.
Right.
So it is what it is, you know.
I'll let you know a little secret. That's everywhere you are. Everywhere. People from New York don't support New York artists. They support mostly out of town artists. Believe it or not. You cut on the radio right now as we speak. It's probably somebody from Atlanta. No disrespect to Atlanta because I love Atlanta, but it's half the music that's on the radio right now. It's artists that's not from here. So that goes without saying. I do a lot of traveling. Everywhere I go, nobody pretty much wants to be where they're from. I go to LA, they don't want to be in LA. They want to be here. You go to Miami, people from Miami don't want to be in Miami. You come to New York, people want to be in New York. They want to be down in the tropical area somewhere. Mm-hmm. So that's it. You just get that. That comes with the territory. You're trying to be an artist.
That's true.
And people don't want to support you where you're from because they look at it like, oh, you were with me, now you're going to be better than me, or you're rising above me, or you're elevating. So people,
crabs in the bucket.
Yeah, it's like crabs in the bucket effect. People are resistant to support you. Once you pop, then it's a lot of artists from New York had to get out of New York to make it, like French Montana. He had to go to Atlanta to pop. ASAP Rocky, you know, Houston dudes helped, you know, was looking out for him. Nobody in New York was helping him like that. He had to blow outside of New York, then come back, but. Crabs in the bucket effect. That's how it is.
That's how it is all day.
So, somebody had to describe your music. How would you describe? What kind of artist are you? Conscious rapper, battle rapper, street rapper, party rapper?
Okay, so I'm a like as far as conscious rappers like is concerned, right? I would figure just about everybody would be a conscious rapper, in the sense of they're wide awake. Now, if you're telling me that Billy, Peter, or Bob, or Paul, hypothetically speaking, whatever name you want to come up with, is not conscious, but he's killing it everywhere,
right,
then you might want to go to sleep.
Right.
Because I mean, like, you know, it makes no sense. So I don't like. For me, I would never actually call myself a conscious rapper.
Okay.
I would never actually do that. Right. I mean, I'm awake. You know, and I mean, what I share is me. You know,
right.
And I mean, those individuals, like whoever is rapping, whatever they're rapping about, to them, they're consciously aware of that,
right.
And that's where they're going,
right,
with what they're going with.
Right. Well, let me redefine what I mean by conscious.
I understand.
I know, but people, listen, believe it or not, there's a lot of retards out there. They watch this show, they don't know nothing about music, they don't know nothing about nothing, so you gotta explain everything.
That's understandable.
You know what I'm saying? This is interview 101 for dummies.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Not everybody's a dummy, but there are a lot of dummies out there.
Well, that.
All right, but what I mean by conscious is, conceptually, what are you talking about? Are you one track mind? You only talking about one thing?
No.
you have knowledge yourself. Like, what is your?
I mean,
what are you talking about music?
I share
conceptual.
I do share some knowledge of self. I also do songs like I got the song called Lavishly Live It, where you know what I mean. It's basically I just would love to be rich. You know what I mean? Type of those songs. Yeah,
right. So speaking of music and projects, you have a project coming out. What's it called?
Well, it's still in the production phases. Mm-hmm. It's called The Grand Entrance, Lockdown. You know, right. And basically, in a nutshell, what I decided to do with this project was not only did I decide to touch on various different genres of music, but I also did various different eras of the hip hop thing, the rap thing. So that way, it's a situation where it's like, because I mean, like me, I appreciate just about everything. You know, like I could go back and listen to a Slick Rick record and be like, yo, that's hot. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then certain songs, depending on who they are, of today's stuff, I can listen to as well. Right. I absorb just about whatever I feel in, for that matter. So, in a nutshell, I decided to give you how I sound right now, how I sound back then,
right,
and everything else. So,
okay, so listen. Speaking of how you sound and you appreciate this type of music and you can listen to this type of music and your style and you know what type of music you do. Have this segment on my show, right? It's called On the Spot. You know what that means?
Of course.
That means you're on the spot. It's DJ Thoro. What's your name?
Superb Beiing.
What's your name?
Superb Beiing.
What's your name?
Superb Beiing.
DJ Thoro, Superb Beiing. This is 50. You're on the spot. Let's hit some bars. Let's go.
Okay, so off the top.
You don't have to be off the top. It could be something written. Just spit. I just want to hear something.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's off the top. You could do a written. You could do a song. Just hear something.
Alright. So, truth be told, man, time will always tell. Definitely, you know that I shall prevail. Boys be acting ugly, but really Nick fell with their lyrical structure, oh well. My dialect is illy, for real nigga, you silly. I'm out here chasing guapo, definitely, and I feel me, and I feel you. If you was on that real shit, and if you was not, then definitely you will feel it. Name ain't up in the building, definitely, and I'm illin'. What you really wanna do, you know a nigga chillin' in the cut. For real, don't give a fuck. My dialect is illy all day, that's what's up. I'm just freestyling, whatever, chillin', whatever. Definitely, I'm all about the cheddar. Better yet, I am definitely trying to change whether or not I fucked up, whatever, it's cool. Definitely, son, your best to stay in school or something like that. Don't walk around and drool, cause you will look like straight up a tool. I don't know.
Alright, that's off the top. That's off the top. We're supposed to say, goes out the first time, and they run out the room like Scooby-Doo. You ever saw Scooby-Doo with the leg?
I mean, you know, I was just playing.
No, that's all good. That's all good. So let's talk about this.
I don't really do acapella. Like if you'd have gave me a beat, I mean, it would sound a lot better.
No, listen, this is what being an MC and on the spot means. You can rap. You can rap. You can rap on church music. It doesn't matter. If you got talent, you can do it. You know, there it is. It doesn't matter. You never see a ball player go, nah, man, I need the Jordans on to play ball. Nah, you got on sneakers, play ball. Same thing.
All day.
All right, so the music you got on. What's the name of the single you're pushing right now?
I haven't even dropped the single yet.
Okay, what is it called? Well, when you drop it, what is it called?
Lockdown.
Lockdown. Explain the song title and meaning.
Well, basically, Lockdown is produced by DJ Pain One. Shout out to DJ Pain One.
Okay.
And it's basically like me screaming, like, say if you made a beat, right? Mm-hmm. And you know you handed me a beat and you named it whatever you named it. Most cases I normally keep that title, and I try my best to go with what I can come up with on that title, so that way it could kind of fit the vibe a little bit. Because I mean, it's a lot easier to try to attempt to go with the vibe the producer was already doing, as opposed to just saying, okay, I just feel this and I'm doing this. You know what I mean? So I mean, at times I do that, and on that one I specifically did that with the title. But the song is basically, basically repping Rhode Island, and what I'm saying, basically stating that once I get to whatever platform that I'm on, I'm trying to keep it locked down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In every sense of the word.
Right. Okay. If anybody want to get in contact with you for shows or just link up with you, your Facebook page, your music, or how do they hear your music? How do they get in contact with you?
Okay, so Superb Beiing is it's spelled with 2 I's. you know, on
So
Facebook.
spell it. Like I said, we got retards out here.
Okay, SUPERBBEIING on Facebook.
You sound like you said ABC, ABC. No, you threw me off with that. One more time, say it.
SUPERBBEIING on Facebook and on Twitter. And on SoundCloud, I got like a little snippet up. There's a song called "No One Compares" with Justin Bieber up there. And
you got a song with Justin Bieber?
Yeah, on the low.
On the low, okay.
But also, I did a little cipher with Corey Guns not too long ago. The Studio One cipher. We were supposed to do a video for that, but it didn't never really happen. But it's up there. Like I got it pinned on my page or whatever.
Right.
Or whatever. So you know. That is what it is.
Right. So that's your Instagram. Where's your Instagram? What about you got Instagram?
I don't even I got to start that.
You're an artist and you don't have Instagram?
Yeah, I gotta start
I've
that.
never heard of that in my life. I guess it's the first time for everything.
Yeah,
you don't have Instagram?
I mean, I don't really necessarily
Well,
get it.
But you're an artist. You gotta get it. You're an artist for promotion and awareness to what you're doing.
That's true.
You better get it because
I'm gonna have to learn that.
You need to learn it. That's very important. Do you have Twitter?
Yeah, I just said the Twitter and the Facebook. You know,
I've heard people not being on Facebook, but I've never heard nobody not being on Instagram. Artist wise, being an artist. That's
Really?
Unless they're already like out of here, it don't matter. But even then, they got an Instagram. Yeah, even then. So it's all good, but get an Instagram. You don't want to limit yourself. You want to exhaust every avenue to get heard and be seen.
That's true.
And Instagram is a platform you should be seen and heard on.
That's true.
So that's more people that needs to hear you. So you want to be on everything at the end of the day. So is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to cover?
Shout outs to Stardom 101 for the cover coming soon. You know, me on the cover coming soon for the record, just in case you didn't understand that.
Right.
You know, basically, you know, I would just like to big up all my peoples, you know, like things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the label name is The Winning Circle, by the way, and, you know, it's an independent label, you know, it's just me, you know, for the most part, and basically, you know, like, what you would hear from my music is a wide variety, like I said, but you know, as far as when it comes to where I'm going with my music, you know, I like to have fun with it. Shout outs to all my peoples, you know what I'm saying, like that held me down, you know, Free D's, you know, Big Duab, True, you know what I mean, G-Like Films, all that good stuff. And I mean, for the most part, you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to remember people's names, and they just,
you know how it is.
They're not there.
Right, it's all good. It's all good, man. So,
you know what I mean?
I want to thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate
all
you.
day, man. I appreciate it as well.
Good luck in everything you're doing, man. So there it is, DJ Thoro, man. This is 50.com, hottest in the streets. When you see us, we're near us. I mean, pay respects. We out.